I think we are going to start with a small video, if technology is with us. Yeah, it's going to launch now. It gives a quick overview.
What conditions can smallholder inclusive business models be efficient, cost-effective and economically viable at scale? For us at IDH, the answer to this question defines our core aspiration, a commitment to improve the income of smallholder farmers, strengthen supply chains, build better business models for companies, and protect our planet for sustainable progress.
Through extensive research and business modeling across the globe and many sectors, we now understand better how to support farmer, inclusive and equitable value chains that are more effective, efficient and impactful. Central to this is a more collaborative and long-term approach, where farmers are engaged by the private sector as long-term business partners based on various needs and capabilities.
The envisaged transition must be data-informed, drawing from the insights that can make value chains more efficient, commercially viable and scalable. Against this backdrop, we're pleased to introduce the Farmfit Insights Hub, an interactive online space where businesses, investors, support organizations and donors can get insight, benchmark performance and access a wide range of knowledge resources.
Our insights show us that we do not only need more investments into smallholder inclusive business models, but also better investments. Our data-driven insights, practical recommendations and guides show which strategies and interventions are most likely to generate financial as well as impact returns for smallholder farmers in different contexts.
Whether you need the big picture roundup, guidance for your day-to-day work, or a deep dive into Farmfit's data and analytical methodology, you'll find it in the Insights Hub.
Key to our approach is collecting data and analysing data in a semi-standardised fashion. To date, we've analysed over 120 business models using our inclusive business methodology. We've surveyed over 12,000 farmers and we've collected a wide range of qualitative information against our learning framework. All of this together allows us to analyse and compare across contexts, across different business models to really understand what works well and where. And we're only getting started at this moment. We're looking to add more and more data to strengthen our analysis to increase the number of insights that we can produce for the sector.
Empower your journey with data-informed insights. Step into the world of data-informed strategies where practical insights guide smallholder engagement for sustainable returns and impact. Make better decisions with data. Visit the Farmfit Insights Hub.
Yes, well, it's a real pleasure to be here today for the launch of the IDH Farmfit Insights Hub, and I'm really grateful to the AgriFin team to be given this opportunity to do this during your annual learning event. Also very grateful for many colleagues, current and past, at IDH, who have put in a lot of hard work in this, and has resulted in the launch of these beautiful digital platforms that locks insights for the wider sector. My name is Caroline Gommans and I'm the Director of IDH Intelligence. I have worked in the agriculture and finance sector for over 25 years, and I really see the large potential of this hub. I think it can really truly transform smallholder markets. And our insights are based on extensive data that we have collected, but also really analyzed for different use cases, as the previous speaker also mentioned that is really important, and a lot of insight generation. Also very grateful for the support by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the FCDO over the past years, which has also made this possible. And at IDH, we value partnerships, and I'm happy to take you along in this journey that we started in 2015. and is also clearly showing the value of quality partnerships along the value chain. So let me tell you a bit more about why this Insights Hub. Smallholder agricultural markets are crucial. You've heard this several times during yesterday and probably before that as well. It's important for food security, for economic development, for a pathway out of poverty, and also to build climate resilience. And we believe that by bringing clarity to the economics and impact of smallholder inclusive business model, we can make the agricultural sector growth. And that requires a business case for farmers as well as for the business. And we feel that that challenge is quite big, and we are calling for a paradigm shift. And that paradigm shift consists of two components. First of all, a key role for the private sector, and then also strong data to enable data-informed decision-making. So, what is the Farmfit Insights Hub? It's a digital platform where you will find insights and learnings that will enable different target audiences to make data-informed decisions. And that, for us, is really important, because there is not only an underinvestment in the sector, but also an investment in the wrong things, in things that don't work. So we also really want to have better investments. And in 2015, we started this journey, and I think we are just at the beginning of it, to be honest. And the start of our journey was that we wanted to answer the question, under what conditions can smallholder service delivery models be efficient, cost-effective, and commercially viable at scale? We collected and analyzed semi-standardized data, and for this first release of the Insights Hub, we've analyzed over 120 business models using our inclusive business methodology, and we aggregated also a large amount of qualitative data against that question that we set out to answer, and which consists of many detailed questions, which together form part of our learning framework. But what is also important is that we all talk a lot about data, but data is not information. And it's important to embark on different steps to turn that data into information. The first step is the data analysis, and we've used automated machine learnings to analyze the data, and we also combined it, and so we combined the quantitative data, the numbers, with more qualitative insights based on conversations with companies, based on conversations with farmers, focus groups discussions, and also farmer surveys. And finally, we also provide the practical recommendations for the different target groups to really make the user case. And the target groups that we are distinguishing are companies, support organizations, donors, investors, and governments. And we are really trying to answer the so what question. So what does this really mean for you? Let me move to a question, and I will just do this in the old-fashioned way by raising hands. But which business models, or what do you think about this question? You have two options. It's either true, it's not, okay, sorry. Thank you. So the question is, which business models that charge farmers for service delivery? No, sorry, let me start again. So the answer to this question is true or false. Business models that charge farmers for service deliveries, even if not fully recovering their costs, invest significantly more per farmer than business models that provide services for free. Who thinks this question is true? So all the rest think this question is false? Well, I'm sorry. The correct answer is that business models which charge farmers for the services, even if it's only a small percentage, invest 7 times more per farmer than business models that don't. So quite important thing to think about if we want to generate more investments into this sector. Trying to get a bit more enthusiasm in the audience to try to get this one right. So, which category of agribusiness invests more in service delivery per farmer? Global agribusinesses or regional and local agribusinesses? Oh. We'll give you a few minutes to read. B, regional and local. Who agrees with the lady in the back? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, well done. We then move to the next question on how this is relevant for the different target audiences. So, for companies, if you want to know which business models work, or which last mile delivery options could work in your specific context, or how much do I invest per farmer? What do other companies do? If you want to have a bit more of information on that, you will find that on the Farmfit Insights Hub. For support organizations, we are looking at how you can ensure that your scaling approach is actually not resulting in a lower farmer value. There's some tricks and tips that you can find there. It's also about how to get more impact per dollar invested. For governments and donors, it's also about how can you generate most investments into the sector? How can you best collaborate with the private sector? And for investors, we think it is very useful to look at some of the key assumptions or the key metrics of the business models of potential investees or actual or current investees. So I'm now going to take you quickly through a few slides which show a bit more in detail what you can find on the Farmfit Insights Hub. So welcome. And I also recommend you to check out the actual website and go through yourself. So, as you also saw in the video, we are distinguishing different audiences. If you want to have the big picture overview, you can click on that blue button. Sorry, guys. So there are 3 different audiences. So if you click on Explore in the blue box, you will go to the big picture thinker. If you're a doer, you go to the green box, and the last one, if you're more of a data enthusiast, really wants to get into the methodology or the nitty-gritty, you can go to the yellow box. So I'm now taking you to the big picture thinker and some of the key insights that are mentioned here. So when you click on the arrows, you will get a lot more detailed analysis, and you can scroll through either getting the quick overview or going into more detail. We also deal there with the trade-offs and some of the tipping points. So, for instance, skill is not always a silver bullet, but there are many more, as you can see. And then, finally, we also move to the implication for the different target audiences that I already mentioned. And again, a lot more detail available there. If you are a big picture thinker or a doer and you want to get more information on a business model and how to do that for yourself, you will also find a business modeling tool. Then there are also, for the doers, innovation guides. And personally, I'm really enthusiastic about these innovation guides. You can see on this slide commission-based agents innovation guide, but we also have innovation guides on, for instance, farm management information systems, and we will be continuously adding more innovation guides. And they tell you why and when to implement a certain innovation. There's a brief animation there that gives a bit more the lighter picture. And it also tells you what not to do. So there are also a lot of mistakes from which you can learn and that are here. So, because not in all cases an agent model will work. So it is also really good to learn from mistakes that others have made and which are all documented here. Then we also have the Insights Explorer, and here we are really presenting the in-depth analysis based on automated machine learning of outcomes like service delivery cost per farmer, direct cost recovery from farmers, and farmer value creation. And we assess which drivers determine these, or influence those outcomes. So this can be context drivers, but it can also be design drivers. So, for instance, scale, last mile delivery, target group, crop type, and also the type of services. If you then click on, so there are these green lines, and that is where we are providing a detailed analysis. And there's also a few orange ones, because that relationship is just not that clear. But if you press on those green dots, you will get data on this, that specific relationship. So here, for instance, you see that businesses that reach a large scale of farmers spend less on farmers than those with medium or smaller scale. And maybe that is not such a surprise, because this is a bit economies of scale. But the difference is quite big. It is also helpful, and then again for benchmarking, as I mentioned earlier. Let me click on one other insight, which is the farmer value creation versus scale. And here we see that if scale increases, the farmer value decreases significantly. And this is an insight which I think is quite important, because we often want to go for scale, right? We want to make a big impact. We talk about the breadth of impact. But it also shows that that goes at the expense of the depth of the impact, of the difference it does make, and the extent to which farmers are getting a better income. So when you are scaling, this is something to keep in mind, that it's not a silver bullet. We see that farmer segmentation, for instance, is really important to maintain farmer value. And that farmer value then also distinguishes, is different for different groups. But go through this to this website if you want to read more about it. If you click on this, then there's a whole analysis behind it that provides more information. Then there's also, for the data enthusiasts, there is the Data Explorer, and I think, it is, so it enables you to enter different variables and see the different data points. So, I'm really welcoming you to visit the hub. And as I mentioned, this is just the start of our journey, and we hope you will find these data and insights useful. And we also hope that you will join us on the journey to transform markets. And for the future, we will be collecting more data from companies, and we are also going to carry out more sector and context-specific analysis. One example of this is our collaboration with CGAP under ABERA, where we will be looking into more gender-specific insights. We're also interested in many other partnerships, so if you see an opportunity, let us know. We also intend to generate more insights and update the hub with more resources provided by us or by others. Mid next year, we have planned our second release based on new data that is available. So, if you want to stay updated on all the changes, you can also subscribe to our newsletter, which comes out quarterly, or you can join us on our LinkedIn page. And yeah, I will pause here and let me know if there are any questions.
Thank you so much, Caroline and Jean. We appreciate. Clearly, there's a lot. There's a lot in the hub. I'll only allow one question due to time factor and the fact that it's also raining and we need to move. One question. Fantastic. Who has a mic that is near him? Caroline, you'll keep walking with us today?
Yes.
You won't leave?
Yeah, no, I will be around today. So.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for the very engaging presentation. My name is Kevin, and I'm with Mercycorps. I'm just interested to ask about the data, because I've seen quite a number of institutions coming up with kind of food systems, dashboards, data sets like this. And I'd be happy to ask about two questions. Number one, the source of data, the level the data is collected, and how frequently it's updated. And then the second one is the ability for the company to kind of model certain behavior. For example, if we have a consumer change in dietary practices, does that affect how you model and how you collect the data, so that we're not assuming one set of data sets for consuming specific products? Thank you so much. Once more, thank you for the presentation.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin, for your question. So our data is based on an inclusive business model analysis that we carry out with companies. And that is done in a standardized way. There are different modules, so there's an option depending on the interest of the company, which data to collect and which data not to collect. And this analysis is also really relevant for the companies. It designs their future strategy on what they want to do themselves, and feeds into changed last mile delivery, for instance, or introduction of a farm management information system, or sometimes it's just a confirmation that what they are doing is relevant and they are on the right track. It's often also used to present to investors, because it's a way to test some of the assumptions in the business model, so it gives much more rigor to the business case that they have presented. So the data that is collected is also really very relevant for the companies, so there's also a clear interest from them to make sure that that information is correct. We are collecting the data at one moment in time. We are currently carrying out the second kind of analysis for companies that are interested, so that we can measure changes over time as well. But that depends a bit on whether people find that relevant. In this case, we are doing this because it's also for us very interesting to learn and to see our impact. Now, I'm not sure if I answered all your question. What is important to realize that this is really information from companies. And I think there's a lot of relevance for us to link that to other data sets, but that's not kind of what we are doing. Yeah, I hope I answered your question, and otherwise I'm available for more information. And you can also ask one of my colleagues, yeah, they are sitting here in the front, and they will also be very happy to provide you with any more information. Thank you for your attention and time, and looking forward to work together.
Thank you. Thank you so much.